That is perfect. That is the best banana cream pie you're ever going to put in your mouth. I promise you that. Come with me because we're about to make the best banana cream pie you've ever put in your mouth. I can guarantee it. Let's get started. Over the weekend, if you saw my post, I made a poll on what should we do with overripe bananas. Should I make banana cream pie or should I make banana bread waffles? And you guys voted, and let me tell you what a hit that was. I got across all of my platforms over 5,000 votes. You people are insane, and I love every single one of you. And so guess who won? Let's get a drum roll. Banana cream pie won. So today I'm going to show you how to make the banana cream pie. But wait, the banana cream pie won. However, over 5,000 votes. Guess how much the banana cream pie won by? Votes. 10. Yeah. So guess what that means? I'm going to have to show you both. But today we're doing the banana cream pie, so let's get started. If you missed that post and my poll, you missed all the fun. We had a blast in the comments. Let me tell you something. And I interacted and answered each and every one of you. And it took till in today's Tuesday. So don't miss these because we have a lot of fun. All right, let's get started. So we're going to get started with the crust first. So first of all, I have my pie dish here. So we're going to put this aside for a second. And we're going to get the food processor. And we're going to start off with a traditional graham cracker crust. So we need about 2 packets of graham crackers. I use the honey graham crackers. Feel free to use the cinnamon ones. It doesn't matter. So literally, we're just going to pop them into the food processor. Now, this banana cream pie, again, back and forth in the comments, people are like, oh my God, you don't use overripe bananas in banana cream pie. In mine you do, because in my kitchen we cook Kelly style. And I'm going to show you how to do it with overripe bananas. Overripe bananas don't always have to be banana bread, okay? We can use them in other applications. And this one works perfectly. So we have all our graham crackers in. So I want to pulse them down until they're a fine crumb. So now we have fine crumbs. So I'm going to add in about 6 tablespoons of melted butter. And make sure you let the butter cool. And now I'm going to add in just a pinch of salt. Salt is a flavor enhancer, and we want every ounce of this pie's flavor to shine through, and that includes the crust. So we add just a pinch of salt. And then you just pulse this together until it looks like wet sand. She's done. So we're going to get our crumbs, and we're going to put them in our pie dish. You do not need to butter the pie dish or spray it with nonstick cooking spray. There's a lot of butter in this crust, so it's not going to stick. Now just take any flat-bottomed utensil, a measuring cup, a glass, it doesn't matter, and we're going to push this down firmly onto the bottom and up the sides. And you really want to pack it in and compact it, okay? So there's our crust, beautifully compacted. We're going to put this in a 315-degree oven for between 16 and 18 minutes until it turns golden brown and you can start to smell the nuttiness of the graham cracker. So while the crust is in the oven and it's baking off, let's start on our banana layer. So this technique is why overripe bananas work in this pie, okay? I'm going to take my overripe bananas and I'm going to cut them into coins about 3/4 of an inch thick. Now that our bananas are all cut into coins, I'm going to add in some sugar, just enough to coat the bananas, and just a pinch of salt. Again, I told you this in almost every video. Salt is a flavor enhancer. We want to draw out as much banana flavor as we possibly can. So we're going to give this a toss, get all the bananas coated. Now, this is called macerating. We're macerating the bananas. I know you've seen this before. People do it with strawberries all the time. So the bananas are going to start to release their natural juices and their natural sugar, and it's going to create a syrup in here. So once that happens, about 20 minutes to a half hour, I'll show you the next step. Okay, so while the pie crust is baking, we're going to start on the pudding mixture. So we have 2.5 cups of milk, and I'm going to pour that into a pot. Then I'm going to take the pot, put it on the stove over medium-low heat, and just till the milk comes to a simmer, just until you see steam rising off the top. We do not want it to boil. Keep an eye on it because when milk gets too hot, what happens, it overflows, right? We don't want that. We don't clean up a big fat mess here. Okay, so while that's happening, I have a bowl. I have 6 egg yolks. I'm gonna put them into, obviously, a bigger bowl so we can work with them. I'm just gonna break up the egg yolks, and don't get rid of your egg whites. Just put them in an airtight container and put them in the refrigerator. You can make frittatas with them. You can make meringues with them. Don't get rid of them. We don't waste here. So now I'm gonna add to the egg yolks a 1/2 cup of regular granulated sugar. I'm gonna give that a whisk. I'm gonna add in 2 nice pinches of salt. Again, we want all of the flavors to develop and you need salt for that. A 1/4 cup of cornstarch and some vanilla bean paste. Now, if I were using vanilla extract, I would save that step till the end because I don't want to cook out the vanilla flavor. But since we're using the concentrated vanilla bean paste, we'll be fine. So we're just gonna give that all a mix, get that all incorporated, get some muscle into it. So now we're just gonna put this to the side and wait for our milk to start to simmer. Okay, so our milk is just starting to simmer. So I'm gonna take a little bit of it and I'm gonna add it to the egg yolk mixture. And I'm gonna whisk that up. What we're doing here is we're tempering the egg yolks so we don't scramble them by adding it to the hot milk all at once. We want the egg yolks to gradually come to temperature. 1 more cup. So now we're gonna add this tempered mixture into the hot milk mixture. So we're gonna mix this up. Now we're gonna put it back on the heat and we're gonna cook it for about 3 to 5 minutes or until it's thick and beautiful. So we have it over medium heat and we're just gonna literally whisk it until it starts to thicken. Do not walk away from it at this point because it happens very fast. Just as it starts to bubble up and thicken, we want to remove it from the heat and we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of cold butter. And this is going to emulsify the pudding and make it glossy, shiny, beautiful. And like I said before, at this point, if I were using vanilla extract, this is when I would add it. Isn't she beautiful? Look at how glossy that is. So see how beautiful it is? See the texture? That's a gorgeous pudding right there. Okay, so I'm going to put this in a heat-safe bowl. I'm going to put a saran wrap over the top of it, right directly on top of the pudding so a skin doesn't form, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now we're moving on to the bananas portion of our banana cream pie. This is where you're going to take your pie from ordinary to extraordinary. This is going to level up your banana cream pie. I guarantee you that. So what we have here is the macerated bananas that we made earlier. And we have a frying pan that I'm melting 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So while your butter is melting, you want to be on a medium-low heat. We're not trying to fry these. We're trying to slowly cook them down. We want them to keep their integrity, but we're just going to soften them, if you will. So you want them in a single layer. And now you can see why using overripe bananas in this pie works, because we're cooking the bananas down anyway. We're softening them. We're intensifying the banana flavor here. And this is a flavor you will not get from using just ripened bananas. That's all of our bananas. Now we're going to cook these low and slow. Medium, low heat for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. So they've been softening on the first side for about 3 minutes. So we're just going to start folding them over and let them soften on the other side. Can you see how beautiful they look? They're softened. There's no liquid. We don't want juicy, warty bananas. We're just intensifying their flavor. And they're still intact and they still have their integrity. So now let's go back and assemble the pie. Now for the best part, we're going to assemble the pie. So we have our beautiful graham cracker crust that we toasted off in the oven. Then we're going to take our bananas that we worked so hard on to soften up and intensify their flavor. And taste them. As you're going along, taste your food. I can promise you that whoever you serve this to has never had a banana cream pie like this. That's a guarantee. Those are so good. The banana flavor is like, boop! So we're going to take our bananas and we're going to put them on the bottom of the crust. And you just want to spread them out and make a nice even layer on the bottom of your crust. And be gentle because we worked hard to keep the integrity of these bananas. We don't want to break them up. So now that we have that, let's take our vanilla bean pudding that we made, take the plastic wrap off, and now we're just gonna spoon the vanilla pudding on top of the bananas. And you want each layer to cool off before you start building your pie. And just use the back of your spoon and spread it out to the edges. Let me get a spatula. You wanna get every ounce of that goodness out. Now just spread it out. And if you get a couple of crumbs in your pudding, it doesn't matter. We're gonna cover it up later with whipped cream, so you're not even gonna see it. Remember I told you to taste as you go, right? So good. So here is our built pie. Now the hard part. This was not hard to do at all, but this is the hardest part. We're gonna have to put some plastic wrap over it. Make sure you get all the way to the edges. Press it down onto the pudding because we don't want a skin to form on it. Just the same way as when we were cooling it after we cooked it. And then we have to put this in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours. You want it to set up. I know, it's hard, I know, but it has to be done, okay? So get your plastic wrap on there, get out any of the air bubbles, press it on there nice and firm. So like I said, we're gonna pop this in the refrigerator for 4 hours, preferably overnight. And then when we come back, we're gonna top it and taste it. Our banana cream pie is done. It's been in the refrigerator now for about 6 hours or so. So I made some whipped cream. You've seen me make whipped cream 1,000 times. It's just heavy cream, powdered sugar, vanilla extract, or vanilla bean paste, whichever you like. Now you can use a piping bag and make fancy designs. I'm just gonna put it on and spread it out. But the one thing you don't wanna do is you don't wanna go crazy with the whipped cream. You want a nice layer, a generous layer, but not too much because you don't want any one layer to compete with the other on this pie. The star of the show is the bananas. So you just spread it out all the way to the edge. It doesn't have to be perfect. You want it to look homemade and rustic. So now you could take the back of your offset spatula. You could just make a little design on top of the pie. The best part, we're gonna cut it and taste it. Isn't she pretty? Now you can garnish the top if you want. You can sprinkle on some toasted graham cracker crumbs or fresh banana slices, but it doesn't need it. Oh my God, it's perfect. Look at those layers. Can you see the banana layer, the graham cracker layer, and the cream layer? That is perfect. Now we give it a taste. That is the best banana cream pie you're ever going to put in your mouth. I promise you that. Guys, if you want the recipe to my banana cream pie, just comment the word recipe in the comment section below and I'll be sure to send it to your DM. Thanks so much for hanging out with me.